Just checking everything's working. Seems to be okay. Okay. In the great tradition of Gilderoy Lockhart, can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Is the music too loud? I think the music is a little, just a touch too loud. I feel like I'm shouting over it. There we go, that's better. How are you guys? Welcome to the stream. I'm expecting to be a little bit sparse today because I don't normally stream this early. But this is a new series that I'm putting out. First thing on it, well, not first thing. First thing for the West Coast, East Coast. I work on New York time. I'm doing additional live streams on YouTube, additional to the Twitch streams and Patreon streams I do. More on that later, but basically I'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday this week at this time, 1 o'clock BST, GMT plus 1, which I believe is 9 a.m. UTC, but don't quote me on that. I think I saw that earlier, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, here we are. So as the title of the stream says, we are working on some Patreon livery updates because I have stuff to do. I have lost my chat box. We're professionals, as Emily D. Baker would say. Okay, we know what we're doing. We've got this. There we go. There's the chat box. I finally got my chat box working over on OBS. So now my sync and my live updates and my chat are all synced up. I just don't know if the chat will actually work. I'll let you know as soon as somebody says something in chat. Chat is set to subscribers only for 5 minutes because I don't want to deal with trash pandas until my mods get here. And my mods work during the day, so don't always have somebody here to moderate the 1 o'clock streams. But we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? It's a bit weird not having anyone live chatting. Not gonna lie, but we've done it before. We'll do it again. It's usually like that over on Twitch, if I'm honest. So anyway, yeah, August we've updated. I have updated my Patreon. I'm in the middle of updating my Patreon, I should say. It takes a little while because there's a lot of different components. But since I'm adding extra streams, I thought I would show you what I'm doing rather than just doing it and then there's a picture. Why not just show you what I'm doing while I'm doing it? It means I'm sat here during my work time doing what I'm doing and you can sit along with me and work with me or listen along or whatever you want to do. Watch along, turn the sound off, whatever works for you. I have to update. Where's my planner gone? Tomorrow, by the way, to wrap up One Book July, I'm going to be doing a planning stream. Just to put a lid on One Book July, let you know what I've been doing, all that kind of stuff. So if you're a planner, come along to that. Same time tomorrow. Today, I need to work on... I've got 3... I think 3 different graphics that I need to work on. So we're rebranding to some dog pictures because I like dogs. Be more dog, right? Wolves are my spirit animal. We do kind of witchy stuff, so it fits with that. And, you know, my whole attitude to life, love, the universe and everything is be more dog, you know. If you can't eat it or sleep on it, then bury it and walk away. That's not the actual quote, but we're keeping it clean because it's YouTube and we don't want to get demonetized. So I need to work on some Patreon. These are the tier images. You know, I'm sure you're familiar with Patreon by now. Virtually everybody's got one. When you sign up to a Patreon, there's little banners for each tier. And I need to do this one, and this one. Now, this one is a finish off one. This is what I'm going to be doing on Thursday. So I think I bookmarked it. Here we go. So I've got this guy. Comment in the chat if you want to know what my Patreon tiers are going to be. Because we've got some cool names for the Patreon tiers. And I'll tell you what the Patreon tiers are going to be and what title it's going to be and what dog it's going to be. But you got to comment, because I'm not sitting here talking to myself all morning. Well, I might be. That's what happens too. Anyway, this here spaniel, love him, but he's not finished. He was in gouache, and the gouache was acting funny. I was getting a little frustrated, so I put it away. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother with this. So I didn't finish this guy either. He was also gouache. Again, I was getting frustrated, so I put him aside. But this guy, this spaniel, is going to be one of my banners. This guy over here, this cute little mongrel, isn't he adorable? This is in colour pencil, and he's also going to be one of my banners. This guy is in colour pencil, but I want to change him, and that's what I want to work on today, because I want my banners. Okay, the reason I'm picking dogs for all of them. Tyler, hi. Here's my mods. My mods are in. My mods are in the house. Oh, have you modded over here? I don't think you're modded over here. Let me mod you. Oh, well, I will as soon as that stupid heart gets out of the way. You're playing Xbox. Fair. Fair. Oh, can I not mod? I can't mod you in the chat in OBS. I have to mod you over here. So we have to go. Oh God, that heart is annoying. Add as a moderator. There we go. Managing moderator, standard moderator. Yeah, we'll give you an all access pass. You know what you're doing. For those who don't know, Tyler is my mod over on Twitch, because they understand how Twitch works. The rest of us are a little bit dubious. I don't like that chat. I'm going to close that chat and I'm going to open this chat and just have it. It's bigger writing. I'm old. Okay, there we go. So, subscriber chat is on, just so you are aware. I mean, I think it tells you, but I don't want to have to deal with spammers. So, yeah, that little heart is so annoying. And if you hover over it, because you hover over it thinking it'll disappear, but no, it just gets bigger and adds loads more. And you're like, can we not? It's even more annoying on a small phone screen, if you're watching on a phone screen, because when you tap it, it takes up the whole screen. I mean, it takes up a massive part of the screen. Anyway, words are hard. Words are hard. Right, back to where we were. Welcome to the stream, Tyler. Hi. We've got some workers and lurkers as well. Welcome to the stream. You do not have to be in chat. It's nice if you want a live chat, or at least just say hi, but you don't have to. I'm perfectly happy with workers and lurkers. You are welcome to just sit and watch, listen, do whatever you want to do. Hi. When you click it, no one else can even see that you've done anything. Yeah, it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't actually do anything. You have to select an emoji from the pop-up list, but it doesn't actually appear anywhere. It's the most pointless thing. It doesn't work, and it's in the way. Anyway, now we've fixed YouTube. Oh, this is why I like live streaming, because isn't it much better to have somebody around to chat to while you're working? I just feel like it's more fun. Co-working is fun. Right. So the reason I want to do all these banners as dogs is because A, I draw a lot of dogs, but I also draw a lot of animals. But I like dogs. Be more dog. That's what we do. So I thought if I put... And when I say I thought, this was a big discussion with my Patreons the other day. We had a members hangout and I was brainstorming ideas and they were throwing in ideas and it was a whole thing. Okay, come over to Patreon and you can go and see that entire discussion where we figured all this out. Anyway, all of these, because I have a lot of strings to my bow. I'm a mixed media artist. I do a lot of different things and I don't just do mixed media. I do traditional art as well. So I do pen and ink, I do watercolour, I do marker only, I do colour pencil, I do oils, I do acrylics, all sorts of things. But then I like to mix and match as well. So rather than trying to do 6 new banners in mixed media, I thought I would just reuse stuff I've already got and show the different things that I do. So this guy is a colour pencil portrait. This guy's a gouache portrait. We've got one that is going to be... Oh, shall I show you one that's already ready? He's going to be my pen and ink guy. So this is one that's ready to go. He's already... I just need to scan him and turn him into a banner. Isn't he cute? He's a hound. And the reference photo was a friend's dog, so... And that dog has since passed, so it's really nice to have that on there. I like that. Of course, Miss Maddie is going to be a key witness in all this. I can show you Miss Maddie's. She's going to be this one, which is ink, but liquid ink, not pen and ink. So that one was uncoloured. This is coloured. Actually, I think it might be ink and watercolour. I'm not sure. But it's fun and it's cute and it's Miss Maddie. We love Miss Maddie. We like having her. Then we've got... what's the other one? Oh, I've got another one that I have to do from scratch. So that's going to be another stream at another time. I might do that. I might do that on a Twitch stream because it's going to be a whole... It's not just like it's not a tutorial type one. This one I can show you what I'm doing, talk you through it, etc., etc. But the other one is going to be start from scratch, a proper illustration. So this guy, what I need to do, first of all, I need to move some of this off my easel because we're all going to end up on the floor and have a craft-a-lunch. This guy, before we do anything, I need to transfer him. So rather than trying to redraw him, because I really like him, I love how he is. I don't want to waste time redrawing him when I want to do... Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera angle. Ooh, that was a bit crazy. Let's not do that. Yeah, I want to get the... I just want to take him out of here and put him in there. And then I'm going to colour him in alcohol marker instead of pencil because I've already got pencil portrait. This guy's going up as pencil portrait. And alcohol markers is what I've just spent my 100-day project working in. And that's been interesting. It's also been... One moment while I find my pencil. Oh. Nope. That's not my pen. Oh, there we go. This one will do. Yeah, my 100-day project was all about alcohol markers. Come on, brain. You can do words. Let's keep it real. Keep it going. Apparently we're having difficulty walking and chewing gum this morning. Have I had enough coffee? Probably not. Also, something's happened to my thing. This keeps sliding and I don't know why. I think the feet have come off. I'll have to fix that. So, yeah, I'm just taking this outline to go and put on in my other book. This was originally drawn from reference. But now I'm taking my original drawing and reusing it. I'll do his markings in a minute, I think. Or repurposing it, I should say. I love the way he's just got his tongue out. That's such a Pibble thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, so instead of using the original photo reference, I'm using my picture as a photo reference, which just takes it one step further away from the original photo reference. And all the ones I'm using were actually pictures of either dogs I know or friends' dogs that they've sent me photos of. All that kind of stuff. They're not just like dogs from magazines or whatever. Except this guy down here, which is the unfinished one that I'm not using. I'm not going to use this guy. Okay. This tongue. Okay, we've got teeth. And we've got a mouth. And we've got part of a tooth. And then his tongue is all over the place, like this. He's just so cute. In over this one because I'm not including the guy underneath. This is just getting his colours in. There we go. That should be about right. Hold on. Not enough hands. Hang on. Oh, I'm going to need him out. I need to put a new piece of... One moment, please, while I put a new piece of sticky on this thing because it's driving me nuts. Welcome to the stream if you just joined us. We are doing some Patreon updates today. Well, working on some artwork for some Patreon updates is what we're doing. So I'm transferring this guy into my other book and I'm rendering him in alcohol marker because I don't have one in alcohol marker and I'm already using this guy in colour pencil, so I don't want two in colour pencil. Simple as that. Okay, so I'll put him over there where I can see him. Oops, let's move that out of the way. There we go. So if I put that there, I can see him. Let's move this over here. Grab my other book. Have I got a page I can do something in alcohol marker on? I do have. Why do I have so many spare blank pages in this? Why did I skip so many pages to start there? Do I know? Not a clue. Okay, can't use those pages for marker, but I can use this one. This one will be fine for marker, so let's let's do that. Okay, he's that way round. Do you want to keep him that way round? Yeah, I think I do. So, let's look at him the other way round. No, I like him the other way round. I like him that way round. So this is pretty standard. Come on, brain. I don't think I've had enough coffee this morning. I need more coffee. I need more coffee. I keep saying I need more coffee. I've got a huge thing of coffee right here. Check out my massive coffee thing. Sticker from By Bun. It's the magician. Love him. And he matches my mug perfectly. What do we have? Iced coffee this morning. What have you got, Tyler? Actually, I lie. I've got iced coffee. I've got a big thing of water over here. And I've also got a little bit out of my reach. I'm not going to try and get it. A half thing of Coke. Pepsi, actually, not Coke. Apparently you get told off for using Coke these days. I don't know. I don't drink Coke. I only drink Pepsi, but I always call it Coke. Iced latte. Nice. Mine's just a normal filter coffee. I just make a really strong espresso filter coffee. Top it up with cold water and throw in a massive thing of ice. It's lovely. Unfortunately, I made it 20 minutes ago and all my ice has already melted, which tells you how hot it is here today. It's warm. It's warm. All right. So, standard thing. I'm sure you all did this in school. Now we've traced the outlines. Let me show you. So, I've just traced the basic outlines and where his markings are going to go as a guide. Turn it over. Put some colour on the back. I'm using this. These are Faber-Castell erasable pencils. These are fantastic. I don't like the Col-Erase pencils. They're a bit too waxy for me. They leave too much residue on the page. You can't get a decent hard line with them. I'm not a fan. These are more like the Faber-Castell Polychromos to draw with, but they're erasable. So for basic outlines and stuff, I tend to use these. And then I go in with proper Faber-Castell pencils afterwards to do my actual sketch. But for this, because I might want to move things, or I might, might want, well, I want the pencil to dissolve under the alcohol marker, so I'm just using my erasable pencil. And we'll transfer this onto the page. This is very controversial. I see a lot of artists going, oh, you can't use tracing, you're supposed to be able to draw it. Well, guess what? I did draw it. And I'm not about to draw it again when I really love the first one. Tracing your own work? Absolutely fine. Tracing other people's work for your own personal use, to put in your journal or as a study or as a learning activity, that's not a problem either, guys. It's when you try and pass it off as your own, or that's all you do, and then you claim to be an artist. That's a problem. But otherwise, don't let people shout at you for tracing things. Okay. There we go. So this is silicone. This is the mat that comes with the Ahuhu markers. I don't actually use it in this book because it's too small, but it's really useful for doing this because you can go and wash it. You can literally just take it out to the sink, use a scrubby and a bit of washing up liquid, and it comes up really nice. I mean, obviously acrylic paint doesn't come off it, but this is gouache, so this will wipe off. They're really handy. Okay, this is getting on my nerves. So we're going to tear this in half. I very rarely need a large piece of paper like that anyway. We're going to stick him down on the page so he doesn't shift about because we're working at an angle. I prefer to work at an angle. There's multiple reasons for this. Primarily it's because it's easier to get the right perspective on things. So if you imagine when you're looking down, my eye line is there. So to get the right perspective, I need my paper to be perpendicular at a right angle to my eye line. My eye line is looking down there. So I need my book to be raised up. If you're one of those people, and I see a lot of people do, if you ever watch By Bun drawing, she does it because she sits up high, her desk is low, and she's got a long back. So she tends to sit looking right down straight at her work. So she has it flat on the table and it's not a problem. I can't do that. The girls get in the way, if you know what I mean. So we can't hunch over, and also I wouldn't be able to see the screen. All you'd see was the top of my head. It's a whole thing. Oh, my alarm's going off to tell me I need to be streaming. Check. Yeah, so I can't do that. So I use an angle, and then I can sit forward and I can look down at my work at a 45-degree angle, and I can get the perspective right. And to do that, if you're interested, you don't need to buy an expensive easel. This is multi-purpose. I use it for my laptop, I use it for my keyboard, I use it for my iPad. It is a laptop stand. But it works. So I use all of it for this. I've tried easels, wooden easels and stuff like that. They're just big and heavy and they get in the way. This is super light and it folds flat and there's nothing to it. It's so much easier to use. So yeah, that's what I do. You're hiding in the kitchen. 28 degrees where you are at the moment. Yeah, it's about the same here. Although we don't have crazy weather. Yesterday we had crazy weather. 25 degrees feels like 28. Explain that to me. Somebody explain that to me, because I don't get it. I understand if it's 25 degrees and there's a wind chill factor, because wind makes it cooler, right? So a wind chill factor can make it feel like 25, 23 degrees instead of 25. But how do you make it feel hotter than it is? Surely it's either 25 degrees or it's 28 degrees. Pick one. Just me? I don't know. Anyway, to get crisp outlines, I'm going to use, if I can find it, a ballpoint pen. I don't know why I keep looking around my desk for stuff when I've got a pencil case sat right there with all my stuff in it. It's hot enough to give you the heat shakes. Ooh, that's bad. Do you know what my doctor told me to do if that happens? You have a fizzy drink, a full sugar, proper sugar, none of this sweetener stuff, a proper sugar can of fizzy drink, preferably with caffeine, but you don't have to have caffeine. And before you drink it, put a quarter of a teaspoon of salt in it. Now, unless you have lemonade, you can't actually taste the salt. But apparently it works with the carbon stuff in the fizzy. And it works a bit like a rehydration drink. I don't know. What do they call them? Isotopic? Is that the word? Like a sports drink. If you want a sports energy drink, then you pick one with caffeine. But any soda, any can of pop will do. You just put a quarter of a teaspoon of sugar in it and make sure it's... a quarter of a teaspoon of salt and make sure it's a sugar drink, not one of these ones with aspartame or whatever. The mileage will vary in the United States because you don't actually use sugar in your drinks. We have proper sugar. Anyway. Oh. I can't find it. Do you have days where you're looking at your desk and you literally just can't see what you're looking for? I'm getting that. I've been getting that all morning. Like I'm looking at my desk and I'm like, where's my pencil case? Where are my post-its? Where is my coffee cup? They're all in exactly the same place they always like. They always are. Electrolytes! That's it! That's what I was trying to think of. Yes. Like you have in dehydration drinks. Something about the combination of the sugar, the salt, and the carbon in the water causes electrolytes to do whatever it is they do. I don't know the science, okay? I'm only telling you what my doctor told me. I am not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I just know that if I do it when I'm getting the heat shakes or I'm starting to feel dizzy from the heat, it really works. It also helps staving off dehydration headaches. If you feel like you're getting a dehydration headache because you've been out in the sun for too long, that'll help stave it off. Yeah, heat exhaustion and heat stroke works the same way as allergic reactions. Once you've had it once, you're more likely to get it again. Yes. Yeah. But once you know what works, you can start making sure that what you eat helps to stave it off. Like I had tinned tomatoes on toast this morning. Because tinned tomatoes actually have quite a lot of salt in, but they also have a lot of sugar in them. So for breakfast, with some carbs, that's quite a good combination in the heat. Again, not a dietitian, obviously. This is not... I was going to do an Emily D. Baker then and say this is not legal advice. This is not health advice. I'm just saying this is what my doctor told me to do because I get this and it helps me. So it's got to be worth a try. Your mileage will vary, and of course if you've got diabetes, don't drink sugary drinks. That's not going to work for you. But if you've got diabetes, I'm assuming you're more careful about your diet and therefore not being affected by the heat quite so badly as the rest of us who forget to do basic things like drinking water. So when I'm doing this, although I'm getting a nice hard outline because I'm using a ballpoint pen, I'm not just like this around the image because then it looks like you've traced it. What I'm doing is sketching it in the way I would draw it. And now my hand's loosening up. I'm starting to... Forgetting to drink is a thing, yes, which is why we have the ADHD 3. We've got coffee, we've got water, we've got a sugary drink. Oh, wrong one. Okay. These are quite hard shadows here, so I'm going to not sketch those. I'm actually going to trace them. Same with his tooth. That's a hard edge. I've lost the edge of that. What am I doing with that? Oh right, this comes around here. And then that's a shadow that comes around there. And then, oh, this is a highlight. Okay. So where I want to blend, I'm using squiggly lines. Because some of it is patches and some of it is blendable. So if you just joined us, welcome to the stream. We are working on some updates for our Patreon livery today. That's the royal we, as in me. I don't know why I keep saying we today, but that's where we are. That's where we are. I've just taken this guy out of my other sketchbook so I can redo him in marker, because he's in pencil and I've already got one in pencil. So I want to do this one in a different... I think I nearly killed this pen, look. Did you know, incidentally, I don't know if it's everywhere, but certainly in the UK, if you save your ballpoint refills, right, instead of just chucking them in the bin, or because you can't, they're recycled plastic now, so I think you can recycle them. But instead of just putting them in the bin, stick them in a bag and send them free post back to BIC, and they will reuse the components and everything. You can do the same with Pritt sticks as well. Bet you didn't know that either, did you? Okay, so before we take it off the page, let's just check we've got everything. Looks like we have. Yep. You know, when you see tattoo artists doing that, that's what they're doing. They're checking that they've got all the lines down. And sometimes you'll see them working with like 3 or 4 images, because they're looking at the main sketch, the highlights, because they don't do it necessarily all on one thing. They'll do it on several different ones. And that's what they're doing. When you see a tattoo artist doing that, they're checking that they've got all the line work. Yes, sirree. All right. I think we're done with that one. I don't throw these away. I keep them in case I want to reuse them again later. Because sometimes I don't feel like drawing, but I want to paint or I want to colour or something. So I just reuse one of these, stick it in my journal or something. And you can even, because this is erasable pencil, you can erase all this pencil and put him on the page. And you can colour on the back. Like I sometimes will colour on the back with alcohol markers, or you can colour on the front with colour pencil or whatever, you know. There's all sorts of things you can do with these guys. It's a bit of a tricky thing to stick them down, I will admit, but that's what staples are for, right? Sticking down things that don't stick. Okay. So what colours do I need? I believe I used... I'm going to need a nice red, and I've got all my colour swatches in the front here, so let me find the colours that I need. I redid my whole art cart the other day. Look at how pleasing this is. Look at look at what happens. Look at this. I've got all my acrylic markers in here. Isn't that cool? These are the Artex ones, the Poscas. They don't all fit properly sometimes, but it's these stupid things on the end of the... Let's try putting that one in there. It doesn't have one. That might work better. Anyway. Yeah, these are a hoo-hoo with the bullet nibs like the Crayolas. These are the Artex ones with the brush nibs, and these are Poscas. It pleases me that I've got all my acrylic markers in one place. And I might use my acrylic markers to finish the one that I started in gouache, because the acrylic markers and the gouache goes really well together because it's both matte. Let's find a nice pinky red. I want a nice pinky red, I think. Oh, I want a proper red and a pinky red. So let's have R14. R14. Come on. How's bells? Let's bring it over here where I can see it with my glasses on. Oh, varifocals, so I can see it at a distance with my glasses. And I can see up close with my glasses. But anything in the middle, not so much. R14. Where's R14? Where are you? Ooh, 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 ooh. It's not here. Why isn't R14 here? Okay. Oh, R14 isn't there because it's a Copic. Egypt. R14. There we go. So R14, that's that one. That's that nice pale reddish colour we can use for the... to mix with the brown. We need a nice proper reddish colour for his tongue. So I'm going to go with... we'll start with R1. We might need R2. I need a dark reddish brown. That looks like that one, R7. Which, does that look like a dark reddish brown to you? Does this colour here, to you, look like pink? Because it does to me. That's the colour it actually is. Oh, hoo hoo. Dude. Sort your colours out, right? And it can be done because these colours on the Artex things, you don't need to swatch these because that colour is the exact colour. Once it dries, exact colour of the pen lid. No excuse. No excuse, a hoo-hoo. It's not even like it's cheaper. It's the same price. Okay, anyway. I need a greenish, darkish, bluish. I think that G5. Oh, that might be a bit dark. A greenish, darkish sort of... oh, what about that? G94. That's a nice olive colour. G94. I need a nice dark, almost black but brown. So Y13. Put these away. Y13 is there. I need a slightly lighter brown that will go with it. So I think BR1 or R28. Should we go with BR1 or R28? R28 is a bit more in the pinky range. Let's go with that one. I use that colour a lot, so I know where it is. Okay. I think that's all I need for now, so let's crack on. So let me just double check my colours. Y13. Oh, don't use ballpoint pen anywhere near alcohol markers. It does horrible things. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Where have you gone? Why am I an artist who can never find a pencil? Here we go. Oh, immediately write the wrong number. Y13. R28. Yep, that's going to be our main colour, so that's a good colour. I like that one. Shadows and darker areas with this green, which is G94, and because those are Copics, I usually put those in brackets so that I know they're a different brand. We've got the reddish brown, the dark reddish brown, well, that looks dark pinky brown. Is that still going to work? You know what? I think it is. I think with that green it'll work. R7. And then we've got R2. R1. And R14. Okay, R1 and R14 look like very much the same colour, but R14 is a lot lighter. Oh, it doesn't look the same on camera. It does look the same to me. However, I am slightly colourblind. I can't see greens very well. And some blues and yellows, depends how close to green they are. The good thing being that most things that are green, it doesn't really matter what green you use. It's either light, medium or dark, and that'll do. It's close enough. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put in the shadow areas. So we've got, actually, this should be coming down here a bit. This comes down here. That's, oops. Alright, here we go. Shadow areas. So we've got a shadow under the ear. We've also got darker areas and lighter areas, but not everywhere that's in shadow is going to be this green colour. We have the inside of the nostrils is dark, the underneath of the tongue. These shadows are quite harsh, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful with how I put them in. Like, keep the edges. Oh, I have missed a line there, look. Okay, so his white bit is there. His red bit is there, and he's got a bit that comes up here, which is part of his mouth, but also, you know how dogs have that kind of hanging bit at the edge of their mouth? They've got like a hanging bit inside the mouth. I think that's what that is. So I'm going to draw it all in. Okay, and then we've got the shadow of his neck here, and that is going to blend out. We've got the shadow of the neck here, also going to blend out. And I'm going to blend it up into the white as well a little bit. Okay. And he is quite, these dogs are barrel chested, so their body comes up and around, so his shadow on this side is gonna, this bit is prominent here, if that makes sense. I'm gonna put some more shadows down here where his tummy and his legs would be. I'm not drawing the tummy and legs in, but it will give an idea of this in space coming around his chest and then down like that. See the shadow here? That's what his stomach will be doing. And the same way, because the light's coming from the same direction. So on this side, we're going to have more shadow than on this side. Like that. Okay. Got my shadows. Now I'm going to put in the markings. We've got light reds and light brown, light reds and slightly darker reds. So the lightest red is the R14. So I think I'm going to use that for his undercolours, where his red's going to be. And because some of this will be in shadow, I'm going over the green that I've already put there. I'm ignoring the green basically. I'm just putting the reds in where the reds are going to be. He's got a patch of red there. He's got some red here. Big patch of red over here. Nice big patch of red here under his ear. This is, I suppose, a bit like an underpainting. Do I use markers the way they're supposed to be used? I don't know. I literally taught myself how to use markers by using them for 100 days. That's what we're working with here. Do I know what I'm doing? Yeah, not really. Am I enjoying the process and figuring out and working things out as I go? Yeah. Okay, where else? We've got a big red patch just above this eye here. Forgetting to eat is also a thing, which is why I'm encouraging my current bread making obsession. Yes. Oh, it's always good to have snacks in the house. Actually, I'm just going to colour that eyebrow in. It's dark anyway, so it doesn't matter. I've got another patch of red in this ear over here. And along the top there. Okay, that'll do for now. So, ooh, missed a bit. This is a slightly darker red, so I think I'm going to use this one for the, yeah, do I want, is that the red I want? Yeah, I think it is. I think that's the red I want for the tongue. So we're going, oh, this has got a fine liner. It's got a fine liner end. I can outline the tongue before I can actually have to colour it in. Okay, so we've got that one area of white here, which is presumably a reflection of the wet tongue. You know what, actually I'm going to colour that in and then I'll put highlights back in later with paint marker. Okay, and then we've got the really dark red because he's got areas of dark red shadow. Have I missed anything? I don't think so. I have actually missed a couple with the lighter red. that might be the wrong lighter red. Which one did I use? Oh no, it's not the wrong lighter red, it's just drying different. It's fine, it's fine, we know what we're doing, honest. Honest, Gov. So I'm going to use this to blend out the darker red edges. Whoops. It's okay. That bit's dark, I think. Or it's either, at this point, anything is either dark or it's going to be covered in white paint marker. So. Okay, there we go. That's that bit done. Now let's put in the dark bits. Does this look like super high contrast? Yes, it does. Is it okay? It's going to be fine, I promise. Promise. It'll all come out in the end. These are mostly contour areas now, where you literally have areas going in or overlapping, or like if you imagine an ear, it's overlapping. So this bit under here is going to be much darker if it's in shadow. So that's the bits we're putting in now. I have my window open and I'm sat right next to it, so the entire animal kingdom is coming in this morning. Got a fine line on this now. Oh, I just disappeared into the zone. Welcome to the stream if you've just joined us. I am redrawing one of my own sketches to use in my Patreon livery. And I'm colouring it with alcohol marker because I don't have anything in alcohol marker that I can use. There are some grey areas, and I'm going to put that in with this. My grey marker is dying on its last legs. But I think I can just about make it work for long enough to do these bits. I need to get some refills. That's white. That bit is not white. That bit is white. That bit is not white. That bit is white. Not white. This is both white, but I don't want to lose that area, so... Ooh, I've missed a bit. That should have been dark red in there, which means it should have been light red first. Like that. And it should have had that dark red over the top. Like that. And then it blends out with the grey under there. Okay. Hi Mika! Oh, overslept, did you? It is hot. It is hot. It's nice hot. It's nice and dry at least. Okay, there we go. Alright, so... Ooh, missed a bit. That should have been green. Oh, no, wrong colour. Green with some brown over the top. And then this is also brown, blending into grey. I think that grey section there needs to be a little bit darker. No, not darker, bigger. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. I think this can be a bit darker. I think under here we can add some areas of darker shadow. There we go. So now we have all this done and it looks a hot mess. Don't panic. Don't panic. It's totally fine. I promise. I promise. I've got some colours missing around his eyes. Oops. Need some red under here. That is a patch of grey. This is red. That's going to be a patch of grey. Don't really know what colour that's supposed to be, so I'm just going to do it in a bit. Doing a bit of grey. Just join it up with that bit. Does it matter? No. So what I'm almost doing, almost, not quite, and certainly not biologically accurate, is marking out the under layer and whatever's under the skin, kind of the muscle groups and the face shapes and stuff like that. But I'm doing it in accordance with the light and shadow I can see on the surface, not anatomically correct. Does that make sense? Probably not. We do have a bit more curvature here. And there. So because I used a brown that's almost black, I'm essentially blending out areas of, like these areas of blended as opposed to harsh lines with the grey. No spoons day. We're just chilling. We're on schedule for finishing at 3, so. Right, speaking of on schedule for finishing at 3, quick break. Potty break. Top up your water. Whatever you need to do. I will be back in a minute. I can't keep the music going currently and switch off my microphone. So you will hear clunking and shuffling around and things in the background. That is me. I'm sorry. I can't figure out how to get my music to play from the browser in OBS. I don't have time to fix it. I'm going to have to Google it to figure out how to do it because it doesn't want to do it. So yeah, everything's just coming through my mic at the moment. So you either get no music or you get music with a bit of shuffling and noise behind it. We're going for music with shuffling and noise. I will turn the music up a little bit for you while we go on break. So let's... Oh, if I turn... Hang on. Yeah, if I turn the music up... No, I can't do that. If I turn the music up, it's going to turn all the sound up. Duh. Okay. Break. Couple of minutes. Go and top up your drinks and things. And we're back. Yeah, wouldn't it be better to make bread when it's chilly? It's not like we're having a lot of summer. Okay, so now we've got the underpainting. What I'm going to do is go back in with my main colour, my brown, which is the overall colour of the dog. I'm going to ignore the white bits, hopefully, but I might have to put some of them back in. I already know that. I can do that with an acrylic marker. But basically, what will happen now with all of this, anything darker than this colour will lighten slightly, and anything lighter than this colour will pick up this colour. But you'll still be able to see the undertones. So it's essentially blending it all out together. This is going to be darker, so I'm going to do 2 layers there. Can you see the difference between this side, where it's one colour, but it's got patches of red and green and grey and darker areas, whereas this just looks like a hot mess? See, there's method in my madness. I do actually know what I'm doing. It doesn't always look like it, but this is, I don't know if this is how you're supposed to use markers, but this is a technique that I developed during my 100-day project of layering colours over each other to get the colours that I want. And it works. So I actually went in and covered over all the white in this area on this ear, so I'm just going to colour the whole ear and just go back and put the white in afterwards. This area has the white. But this area is solid. I'm ignoring the eyes for now. I'll do the eyes last. Well, not last, but not yet. Now this is the nose, so we're going to go around the nose, and this area is mostly white. So this darker brown is actually lightening up as I go over it. You can't really tell that much, but it's picking up the colour from the lighter marker. You know what? I'm just going to colour that in as well. This colour is light enough to do that with. I'll put the whites back in. He's got a mostly brown nose, so I'm going to go this one. I'm not going to go over the dark bits on the nose because I want those to stay dark. I don't want those to lighten in any way. But basically anything that's not the tongue, I'm going over with this base colour brown. See? More cost effective to make bread than buy it. I don't have time for that. Actually, I did have a bread maker once, and there was one, count them, one pre-bake bread that used to come out absolutely perfect every single time. If I used any other, like, for want of a better word, flavour, I think it was like a cheese and chive bread, and it came out perfect every time. Put in the mix, add the water, pinch of salt or whatever it was, and leave it. Any other flavour of that particular brand that I tried, or any other brand, came out like a rock. It was weird. So I lived on chive and... I think it might have been chive bread. Cheese and chive bread for quite a long time. But obviously, eventually I got sick of it and haven't used my bread maker since. Because for me it's just a waste of materials. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. And there's no way I'm making bread from scratch. That's... Given the choice between making bread from scratch and getting it from the shop, I'm getting it from the shop. No. I am not a baker. I do have the perfect chocolate cake recipe that's done in 20 minutes. Requires no milk or eggs. In fact, it's dairy free, and it comes out perfect every time though. So, chocolate cake I can do. Right, let's get the eyes and lines in. Fully by hand. Oh no, 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 no. I don't like the idea of putting my hands in dough. I can't do clay either. It's... Yeah. But also, I don't want to put my hands in something that I want to eat. I'm not in for this thing where you... Like when they make burgers and stuff, or meatballs or something, and they're doing it with their hands, and they're putting it in... And I'm like, no. No. Actually, not. No. And yes, before anybody says anything, I know you can use gloves. But guess what? That's just more plastic. So it's plastic and it's time out of my day, as opposed to the single piece of film that comes on whatever I buy. Nah. I'd rather be making art. If it can't be done in a microwave in less than 15 minutes, I'm not interested. With the exception of jacket potatoes, because jacket potatoes are worth the effort. But I do 20 minutes in the microwave and then 20 minutes in the air fryer, and they come out perfect every time. So, alrighty. So the next thing I need to do is put the highlights in the tongue. I'm going to do that with the red that I used for the rest of it. Now I'm not going to get confused. We need to put some highlights in here, and these, again, it will lift some of the colour. It takes a minute, okay? Don't get overexcited. It's not going to be immediate or anything like that. It takes a little while. You have to think ahead with alcohol markers because you have to know how it's going to come out before you do it. And when you're putting it down, it's not drying the way you think it's going to dry. Shall I just use pencil on this? That would give me a better texture. Where's my white pencil? I don't actually know where my white pencil is. Oh, I guess I could look in my pencil kit, couldn't I? White pencil. Oh, there we go. There's a white pencil. Oh, that's an Inktense. I don't want that one. I want my drawing pencil. Yeah, there we go. Your work. Pencil sharpening noise incoming. Any minute now. And we're done. So this is a Derwent drawing pencil. They're really, really soft, but they're not overly waxy like Prismacolors. So you can get some quite good backfill textures, is what I'm going to call it. Like that. See where I'm going back over the brown to put the white back in where it should be. But it gives a better blended effect. You could get the same effect using a marker by doing all of this in grey first and then blending it like I did earlier. Just using a lighter grey instead of a dark grey. But I like the pencil texture. Okay, and then to match the patch, white acrylic marker. I'm basically going to do the same with this to blend out that grey line so it looks more like a shadow. Let that layer dry a minute. I also need to do this section here. So all of this section is actually pencil, white, I mean. But with the pencil I can get the rough edge that I want. This doesn't have a rough edge up the top here, but I'm going to put it in anyway. And then this blends down into here. I'm almost going back in with the white to sketch in where I want to put the paint marker, if that makes sense. So we got a patch of white under this ear. That is it's his markings, it's not a highlight or anything. Same over here, he's got white inside his ears. So got a hard edge there where the ear is overlapping. But then this bit feathers out into his other colours. He's got a couple of more patches of white up here. We got that patch of white on the tongue, which is actually going to be quite harsh. I'll probably do all of this bit in marker, but I'm just marking it in with pencil for now so I can see where it's going to be. And I might come back into the tongue afterwards with some... Actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to come in with some white over this red because it didn't lighten as much as I would like it to. So we can turn the red into more of a pinky colour by just lightly going over it with this, putting some highlights. There we go. I'm not going to put in the teeth. The teeth are too small to do with this pencil, and it's going to be paint marker anyway. There's no point. This bit of the chin, he actually has quite a white muzzle because he's an old dog. These Derwent pencils smudge out really nicely too, so I can get a softer look to them if I want to on the edges. So they look more like patches instead of pencil lines. Okay, let's go back in with the white marker. Filling in the areas that are really white and just marking out where it's harsh lines and where it's not harsh lines. So this is actually a very defined stripe here. There's no blending out at all in this marking. It's also very defined around the nose and the tongue, but once it comes down on here, it feathers out into the grey. Like that. This is very harsh under the ear, but then this feathers out. A little darker section, more white section in these. There's a little more white section in these, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm just kind of taking it from the edge and spreading it. And then this bit, of course, needs doing. Whoops. A bit cray-cray with that bit, but that's okay. Oh, I haven't done this bit. So again, this is coming around the nose, but then it feathers in under here. Then it goes hard around the tongue. It's quite a hard edge there, but then this bit is feathered. Oh, guess what time it is, guys? Guess what the time is? It's belly rub time. We need a jingle for you, Miss Maddie. Oh, I don't have Maddie's picture on here. I need to do that. I need to add that. I've got her on Twitch, but I haven't got her on YouTube. I'll have to add Maddie's picture. Although you might be able to see her on Twitch. She might be the logo in the bottom corner. There. I think. Wherever the stream logo is. Because she's our mascot. Hi, baby. Belly rubs for Maddie. If you join me over on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays, you can give Miss Maddie belly rubs. You can put ! belly rubs in the Twitch chat and it will give Miss Maddie a belly rub. She's up to like 50 odd belly rubs now. She got 50 on stream the other day. Can't do fun things like that over here. I wish we could. Or can we? Can we put a stream element? Tyler, can we make a stream element that will stream to YouTube? Because I've got an overlay set up. Maybe it... I'm going to have to look into that. We'll see if we can get belly rubs from Maddie over here. Okay. So, a couple of areas that need darkening up a bit. So I'm going to need to go back in and do a do a second layer. Down here. Might even have to come in with the darker colour there. I like this highlight on the shoulder. I'm going to leave that. This red, I don't know if I covered this red, but it's gone pink again. I can also come back and blend up into that white if I want to. Be careful with your markers, don't do that with Copics, but if you've got a hoo-hoos, you can actually blend back up into your acrylic markers. I can also blend this down a bit so I can hide some of that. I got a bit gung-ho with the white pencil. So instead of trying to erase the white pencil, just come back in with your marker and go over it. Again, don't recommend you do that with your good markers. Not that I'm suggesting that a hoo-hoo aren't good. A hoo-hoo are great. I love a hoo-hoo. I actually prefer my hoo-hoos to my Copics most of the time. I find Copics to be a little unpredictable. Whereas a hoo-hoos, I know where I stand. I know what I'm going to get. I don't always know what colour I'm going to get, but I know what I'm going to get. Okay, now I need to come in with a darker colour on this nose. Have we got a fine tip? No, we haven't got a fine tip. This nose needs some definition. Not going crazy with it. I'm not filling in every single area of the nose. I'm just adding a few bits and pieces so I've got a bit more definition. There we go. I need to come back into the nose and put some more what's the word? Highlights, like I did with the tongue, but I needed to put that additional colour on there first, and then I'm going to go in with the darker brown again on the other bits. Again, we can blend out into this white if we want to. Can even put a few dots and things. Maybe he's got a few. Sometimes they get whisker spots. Maddie's got that, where her whiskers are, the pit of her whiskers are really dark. Because she used to be black. Her whole face used to be black, and now her whole muzzle is white. It's quite stark, the contrast between her puppy photos. Well, her year-old photos and her photos now. You just have to log into Stream Elements with your YouTube account instead of Twitch. Yes, well, I've set up my YouTube account on Stream Elements. That's how I've got my overlay. Do I need to make you an admin on that as well? Because now you're a mod, I can make you an admin, can't I? I just use the same email address, I believe. And then you can tinker with that. If you want to. I mean, you don't have to, but you know what you're doing with Stream Elements and you like to play. So, and I don't have time to do it. I could make time, but I've got things I would rather be doing, and I'm better spending my time doing. Okay, let's get these eyes done. He's actually got blue eyes, strangely enough. He's got white sections, he's got grey sections, I'm going to go for a greyish blue. He's got very unusual eyes. Cool grey, pale greyish blue. That's the colour I want. That'll do lovely. Okay, so I'm going to do all of his iris, all the coloured bits of his eye in the pale greyish blue. We'll worry about what the rest of his eye is doing after that. So he's got that pale pinky colour, the very pale red, the R14. Along the edge of his eye here. It's only a sliver, but I'm going to put it in as an area, and then I'm going to cover it over with the darker colour. He's also got a section here, and he's got a section up here. It's basically where his eyelid kind of does that, and you can see inside his eye. My God, the inside of my eyes are white. I need to take an iron tablet. Crikey. You just need to connect it to yours. Oh, all right, okay. Are you going to be in class later? Because we can figure that out later if you want. In class, in the hangout later. Oh, that's a point, guys. Tuesdays over on Patreon at 5 o'clock. So it's nearly 3 o'clock now. So in 2 hours' time, I do a 2-hour live stream. We go through the Patreon calendar of what we're doing, all the streams we're doing, all the hangouts we're doing, all the live streams, the YouTubes, the Twitch, everything. Sometimes I know what I'm going to do in advance. Currently I don't, not for all of them, but I do know for this week. And then we also go through the astrology for the month, and we come up with a tarot reading for the month. So if you're interested, come and join us. It's open to all patrons, so even the base level patrons get access to this particular stream every month. So come and join us. Find out what the astrology is going to do. Find out what we're going to do on Patreon for the month. If you then want to upgrade, you can. If you want to stick with the live streams, the public live streams, you can do that. But you get a bonus calendar for the month with all the astrology and a tarot reading. I don't do the tarot reading for you. I've got the tarot reading. We set up the tarot reading. We work out what the tarot reading is going to be. Maybe if you come to tomorrow's live stream, it's actually going to be an art live stream, but maybe if you come to tomorrow's art stream and you're on Patreon, I will do you a quick tarot reading. Maybe. If you ask me nicely. So yeah, come over to Patreon. All links are down below in the video description. Hi Pelican! We're 10 minutes from finishing, but you've got a whole 2-hour stream to go back and watch. Nice to see you. I'm just finishing up this. So I'm going to use the darkest brown again for the... There's this under area under the eye. Hi, baby. Oh, Miss Maddie, what's up? What's up, my love? We've got the moans. Do we need more belly rubs? Did you hear Pelican come in and you need a belly rub now? Pelican, you need to give Maddie an belly rub. Yes, this is a new thing I'm doing at 1 o'clock UK time, BST. Just a chill YouTube stream, so I can get stuff like this done and co-work, and it's more fun doing it on a live stream than it is just sitting in my lounge or studio doing this. I'd much rather be chatting to you guys while I do it. Does it take a bit longer? Yeah. Do I care? No. There we go, Miss Maddie. Rub, rub, rub! There you go. Rub, rub, rub from Pelican. She heard you come in. She was like, I'm not missing out on a belly rub. I want more belly rubs. I need more belly rubs. There you go, Bubba. Good girl. You're going to go and lie in the sunshine for a bit. Go and lie in the sunshine. Take your arthritic old bones outside and lie in the sunshine for a bit. I'll put your bed out. Okay. So that's that bit under the eyes there. We've also got a bit over the top of the eye. I really wish this particular pen had a words are hard. Fine end. None of these have fine ends. Do I have a brown with a fine end? Nope. Nope. Do I have anything with a fine end? R26? R26, do you have a fine end? Nope. Wait, anything with a fine end? Jeez Louise. What about neutral grey? Nope. No. When I want something with a fine end, I can't find one. So we'll just have to stick with the brush, and if it turns out to be a little bit too heavy, I'm going to have to go in and edit it digitally, but hopefully I can do this. This is the point where my head is going, just go like that, and you can zoom in, right, and see it better. No, you can't. No. Downside of traditional media, you can't just go and make it bigger. So my hand is going to be in the way for this, I'm afraid, but I need to be able to... Don't sit so close to the paper, you can't see what you're doing. And then we've got the pupil. It's going to be about there. I'm not going to colour it all in because there's a white section. There we go. Okay. And this side he's got a little bit of a droopy eye, which is quite fun. And there we go. We do the blue a little bit more because it's got very prominent blue eyes. In fact, I'm going to use the blue on the other bits as well because it'll just take the white off his eyes. Dogs' eyes do actually look a lot like human eyes. It's just that their irises are so much bigger. They actually cover the whole of the eye, the opening of the eye. Is that about what we needed? I think so. So once more into the breach, dear friends, with the white acrylic paint marker to cover up these weird patches. Again, if I need to edit this in digital, I can do that. I've got to take a photograph of it and turn it digital anyway. But it's just getting a second layer on here just to hide those lines a little bit better. Top up the white on these bits. We will go in and put his white in his eyes, which is why I left those bits blue. He does have a tiny sliver of white here. Here. Plus I need to cover up that bit, and because that bit is a brown with acrylic marker over the top, it's going to disappear. But it's going to blend in with the paper because the paper is off-white. Clever, eh? I like this guy. I think he's cute. I just need to put his highlights back in on his... A couple of little bits of blending that I need to do out here. Just a couple. This doesn't need blending. This needs just a little bit more blending out. Same here, needs a bit more blending out. Into there. Up there. I went too far with this and had to blend it back out with markers, so I'm going to soften that edge. Soften that edge. Oh, I went too far with that bit as well. I meant to come back in. Oops. Wrong end. There we go. So I'll come back in too far with the brown, and then when that's dry I'll go back in with the pencil and go back over it. Push and pull. Push and pull. I think you could do with a little bit of a shine highlight on his shoulders, which I'm going to smudge out because he's a glossy boy. Could also do with a little bit of a shine highlight on his head, like that. And of course we need to put the shine on his nose. I'm not going to smudge this out because I actually want it to look textured, because his nose is textured. See, if I smudge it out, it's going to look weird. That's his grey patch under there. Go back over that rough edge, roughen that edge out, soften this edge out a little bit more. He also, dogs get like a dark line around their lips, and then their white hairs kind of grow upwards into their lips. So I'm just going to do kind of a, you probably can't even see this on camera, but I'm just pushing up from that straight line, creating little hairs that overlap the lip, just to soften it. See if I can pull it up close. It won't autofocus, but do you see the fuzzier bits on the line? It just gives a little better okay. Harsher highlights on the nose, some places. Like that. He's looking good. I like him. This is a little bit solid. Let's blend that out a little bit more. There we go, that's better. He cute. Now, oh yeah, keep forgetting that I need to go in and do the teeth. I keep picking up my white marker and then picking up something else. I need to do his teeth because his teeth are very, very sharp, white coloured. Like that. Because of the way his mouth is, that's the only bit of his lip, his teeth you can see. A little bit of a line around the gums where it would be, it would catch the light because of the saliva. I think I want to add some more dark in this area at the bottom. Oh, oops, that's not supposed to happen. Seriously? What is going on? I think I need to wipe this. It's obviously sticking on the lid. So we'll just grab a bit of alcohol. Oh, it's that song that sounds like Here Comes Santa Claus. I don't know why it sounds like Here Comes Santa Claus. It's not a Here Comes Santa Claus song. But it sounds like Here Comes Santa Claus. Okay, there we go. That's better. It's a mucky job, but it will work. Right, so what was I going to do now? Anybody remember what I was going to do? Oh, his chest. Yeah, because like I said earlier, his chest is barreled. Like, literally that white bit comes out on a dog like this. Maddie's got the same thing. So I want to darken this up to show that this is where the belly is going down underneath. Looks a bit stark. Don't worry. I'm going to blend it out with the lighter colour. There we go. See? But it gives you that rounded feeling. Are we nearly done? I think we are. Just need to add some outlines. I don't outline everything. I just kind of do it where I feel it's needed. So like this bit here. And coming down into his face. Obviously we need to mark his chin a bit, but I'm not going to do a heavy outline on that. The heavy outline would be this side because this is where the shadow is. We need a little bit of a lip line in here. On the top of the lip and on this bit of the lip where it overhangs. I don't think the tongue really needs an outline, but I want to define where the teeth are, so I'm going to put a shadow lines at the bottom of the tongue and maybe here where it's overlapping because his tongue is literally twisting in on itself. Can even add a little bit more dark to that around the teeth. the inking I'm doing. It's all about contrast. It's not about outlining. So this is all really dark up in here. So that area needs to be darkened for the outline, but then the outline on this half actually needs lightening because that's where the highlights are. See? So I kind of highlight and low light depending on what I need, and then I push and pull the contrast. I can probably do the eyes a little bit better with this than I could with the chunky marker, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, I should have done this in the first place. Now his blue stands out more. This is quite a defined line here, so I'm going to do that. And also here, to show that contour around his muzzle. He's got the same contour there. He's got the same contour. Ooh, that made him a bit angry. He's a little bit angry looking now. It's okay. He's a good boy. He's allowed to be angry looking if he's a good boy. That's the jawline on each side there. They've got that little pity thing, the pity pit as I call it, the little thing in their head. They've got heart-shaped heads. This is underneath that ear again. But we'll go lighter around the outside of the ear and under here as well. Do a little bit of a kind of an indication of, well, this could be where his legs are, but not really. It just kind of shapes that chest area. We need a little bit more. I think we need a slightly darker grey on this eye for that bit there. There we go. Because that's where his shadow is. There we go, that's better. And then we'll go back in with the white on this eye, because that eye didn't colour in. Well, I did colour in fine. I coloured back over it because that's what I do. There we go. Now it's done it again. Why does that eye look so much darker? Ah, there we go. A bit of contouring. That's what it needed. So do that with pencil. Yeah. Wrong end again. Fozzie sending belly rubs to Maddie. Hi, Glen Marie. We are literally about to wrap up. I've overrun a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, he's done. I might have to tweak this eye. There's something going on with this eye. I don't quite know what. It is what his eye looks like, but something's a little weird. I think he looks good. I like him. While I'm in the sunlight here, and I've got a decent daylight, I'm going to take a photograph of him. I will eventually scan him, but for now I only need to take a photo because he's going to be, he's going to fit into one of these boxes, which is 4 times as big as it needs to be. So you can imagine, I don't need to have a perfect scan of him or anything. Oh, the other thing I can do that I didn't know I could do. Did you know you could do this? You can take this, and you can't copy and paste it into something else, which is a shame. But I can take this and like highlight it, add a sticker, and see, I can add him as a sticker there, which means in Discord or any other chat, let me just go to the, I can then add, nope, it's that one, add stickers, and somewhere in here I'll have my stickers from my phone that I can use, so I can use them in chat. Isn't that cool? So I can use those and probably use them in Twitch. I just need to figure out how to transfer it from one to the other. It's really cool. Plan on doing the replay? Yes, well, you got 2 hours to sit and listen to in the background. And don't forget, we've got Patreon at 5 as well, if you're, because you're a patron as well, aren't you? So thanks for joining me, guys. That was been fun. Tomorrow I'm going to wrap up One Book July again, 1 o'clock BST, which is GMT +1. Back here tomorrow. I will put a stream thing, so if you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications, because then you'll get told what time we're streaming tomorrow and on Thursday, when I will be back with another one of these, because I've got a couple that I need to do. So yeah, a couple more, and then next week you'll see what I'm doing with them and why, hopefully. Or you might even see on Twitch on Friday, if I can get that organised to have all of them done ready for Friday. I might do it on Twitch on Friday. Who knows? We're winging it. We're winging it is what we're doing. Speaking of winging it, we're also winging it tomorrow on Twitch. Wing It Wednesday tomorrow. Come on over and, well, we'll wing it. That's what we'll do. We'll do what we need to do at the time. I don't have a set plan for it. But if you're a patron and you come over and you want a quick tarot reading, I might be willing to do that for you. Just saying. Thanks for joining me. Have fun.